Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and today I'm going to be reviewing another blaster sent to me by DartZone. Today we're going to be looking at the Thunderbolt. Now, the Thunderbolt is arguably the latest precursor of the Spectrum, which was arguably a derivative of the Strife, being a magazine-fed semi-automatic flywheeler. Now, unlike the Strife, which was a 6-volt system, the Spectrum and the Thunderbolt are 9-volt systems, which almost certainly explains why they had better performance. And speaking of performance, let's get this thing open and take it to the range. Right, we're here on the range with the Thunderbolt, and magazine's loaded up with the darts that came with it, the chili darts or watermelon darts or whatever you prefer to call them. And we're gonna see if we can hit anything. So can we hit the 25? We can. Can we hit a bottle? Oh. I got one. Not exactly a precision tool, but they make no claims on that. Can I reach out to the 50? I'll probably have to arc it pretty high, but can I get the 50? I can! I got 3 more darts. Now the box claimed that it would hit 80 feet, so I can't arc it as high as I'd like to because of the canopy, but let's see if we can get anywhere near that 75. Well, we'll see where those went. I shall return. All darts have been recovered, and the farthest I was able to hit was the 75. It was right on the ground by the 75, so at a better, more optimal angle, I have no doubt it would hit 80. Not accurately, but that's not what the box claims. It says it can hit 80. I'm gonna plink a bit more. Got another mag full. Let's go ahead and plink some more. Round's complete. All right, go talk about it. Nary you fear, I shall get you your fips. Anyone get the feeling Larry's getting more judgmental? He's looming. Anyway. 100, 105, 108, 112, 112. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so let's talk about it. Well, like I said, it's very much kind of the next in line to the Spectrum in the long tradition of semi-automatic magazine-fed flywheel blasters, which is just a solid concept. They've been around for a very long time, and a good one can function in any type of game that we play, whether it be competitive play, 5v5 type stuff. Lots of people play with semi-automatic flywheelers. HVZ, it is a fabulous option for HVZ, and even for Nerf Wars. Also, a great option. Any aspect of our hobby, you can use a semi-automatic magazine-fed blaster and be able to play just fine. And this is a very solid example of that. There are some improvements to this one, in my opinion, over the Spectrum. Big one being that it has a standard stock attachment point as opposed to a buffer tube style like the previous one did. Now, the thing that attaches is a buffer tube style, so you can use all manner of stocks with this, which is very, very cool of them to do that. Now, it doesn't have Picatinny rail because this is not the Pro line. This isn't even the Max line. This is the standard on the Walmart shelf line or Target shelf line. It does have rail, but it's more of a Nerf style of rail. The optics that come with it are removable, which I was actually kind of surprised by pleasantly, because they're not exactly great, but they do come off, and you could obviously easily design your own Picatinny rail that slid over this rail or whatever you wanted. They kept that in mind. I would have gone with rail down here so you could have 4 grips, but that's just because I do a lot of stuff with 4 grips, but that is still a very comfortable place to hold. Magazine release, you can reach it with your rev trigger, your middle finger. It's a bit of a stretch if you don't have large hands, but it also is very easy to reach with your thumb the way I prefer to do it anyway, so that's nice. Still don't like the rev trigger. It's got the same style of rev trigger that we saw on the Spectrum, which is just a little too long. It's like a finger and a half. And I don't much care for that. Luckily, it's really, really easy to just Dremel off this lower section where you can see the lines. From the lower one down, if you just Dremel that off, Dremel it even, then it's a single finger and it's fine. So very, very simple to do that. Solid blaster. Could do with a flared magwell. It's a little narrow, but it's not bad. It locks just fine. Standard end strike style magazine, so you can use anything you want. Drums, stick mags, whatever, worker mags. Very, very solid, and definitely a good blaster to once again fill that void from where the Strife kind of has more or less disappeared, though now we have the Strife X. But speaking of that, one of the things that I noticed when I took the field with this, even though it hits 100 FPS as we saw, it felt very, very underpowered on the range. But that is because I'm used to firing things like the SBF and the Strife X and the Momentum and modified blasters and all of these things, high-powered springers, and even 100 FPS has started to feel kind of anemic to me, and I have to remind myself that these blasters are designed to be used by small children against each other, possibly not wearing eye pro. And even 100 FPS is a little scary at that point, but not to the point of being, I feel, too much of an issue. The fact that it takes 6 AA's at 1.5 volts each is why it's a 9-volt system, which is why we're getting that 100 FPS as opposed to like 75 or so that we would typically see with the old N-Strike Elite flywheelers. They tended to be a little bit lower, but then they were 6-volt systems, so they had less power, and so that's how we're getting that extra power. I love the trigger. Look at that. Oh, well, can you see it? It's practically my logo, and it's neat. I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but I like it. So, yeah, the DartZone Thunderbolt, nothing game-changing, nothing earth-shattering, just an excellent, solid addition to the hobby, especially for new players. It's $25 at Target, 100 FPS out of the box, can fire whatever you need it to fire. I doubt it would work with any kind of a half dart adapter. I don't know how difficult. It would just be a matter of modifying the pusher, probably, and you might be able to make it take half darts, but it doesn't out of the box. It's designed for full-length darts, because that is still the standard for non-pro level stuff in general. So, yeah, I dig it. I think it is an excellent blaster, good and solid, and definitely worth the $25 that they're asking for it. And it does everything it says on the box. Where is the box? The only thing it said on the box was 80 feet. I could definitely see it getting 80 feet. I got 75 at not a very sharp angle, so it'll hit that far. They make no accuracy claims. Not the most accurate thing in the world, but definitely upgradable. I don't know if it uses the same cage for one we already have geometry for, or if we'll need to design a new cage for it. I do like the way the pusher is set up, so that there is no way for the dart to feed out the top, and that was always an issue with some, that you needed a dart guide to keep the dart from falling out of the magazine. This has a wall in there so that there is no potential for that. I do like that. Definitely helps. You know, I wonder. One moment. I'm gonna try something. It almost works. So, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show this in here somehow. Maybe, but you can see the guide for the pusher there. What you see moving right there isn't the part that actually pushes a full-length dart. That's just a rail guide. The actual pusher for the full-length darts is further back and lower. But you can actually take a half-dart magazine, and if you put it in there all the way forward, that guide will push a half-dart in. Unfortunately, most mag adapters have a little bit of a gap between the front and the back, and this is too far back and it's not going to pick it up. But if you had a mag adapter that held this thing all the way forward, it would almost take half darts out of the box. Now, it'd be really easy to make a replacement pusher or something that attaches to that pusher to be able to then use this one. But yeah, again, an excellent addition to the world of foam flinging. Very easy to modify, very easy probably to upgrade to half darts if you really wanted to. Decent performance out of the box, worth the price. So there's my thoughts. Thank you for watching. Ugh.